Hello and welcome to another edition of Election Brief, where we bring you all the latest activities on and off the campaign trail. And coming up in the program today, all roads lead to the Volta region, where the NDC has today been accusing the MPP of scheming to disenfranchise thousands of voters from that region ahead of the 2016 elections. Meanwhile, the MPP is accusing the Mahama administration of failing to live up to its promises. And speaking of promises, the PPP flag bearer has been giving some lessons to voltarians about promises and doers. We'll hear what he has to say. Also, as President Mahama takes his campaign to the northern region, he is greeted by angry members of the opposition political parties protesting the increasing poverty and deprivation there. We'll bring you the latest. And the opposition MPP takes on the Electoral Commission for failing to inform it ahead of two crucial exercises, registration of prisoners included. We'll hear from them. All this and more for the next 20 minutes. I'm Arba Kumsin, and this is Election Brief. Hello and welcome once again. We start off from the Volta region, which has been busy throughout much of the weekend and today, with political parties competing for the attention of residents in many parts of that region. Earlier today, the governing National Democratic Congress addressed a news conference in Ho, accusing the new Patriotic Party of intentionally plotting to disenfranchise over 500 potential voters in the Volta region. Deputy General Secretary Koku Anyidoho told journalists the MPP is behind several lawsuits challenging their eligibility to be on the electoral roll.
It is very sad the way Baumia has allowed himself to be destroyed by a small hawkish cabal within Akufo-Addo's inner sect. Comrades, colleagues, brothers and sisters of Mother Ghana, why should we entrust the leadership of Ghana into the hands of people who can lie about the credibility of our voters register and seriously injure the image of the EC just for their parochial political expediency? Should Ghana hand over power to people who cannot be trusted? No. Should we hand over power to people who cannot be trusted? No. Now that Baumia has been exposed as a pathological liar who sought to swing us in death, it is my clarion call on all well-meaning Ghanaians to close ranks as usual and make sure that Akufo-Addo, Baumia, and the MPP are punished at the polls come December 7, 2016. The Electoral Commission and the Electoral Commissioner in particular have been badly insulted. Is that fair? No. Is that fair? No. Because of Baumia's lies, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has been badly abused and called all sorts of names. Is that fair? No. Because of Baumia's lies, MPP hoodlums and thugs under the banner of Let My Vote Count Alliance have been engaging in all kinds of unacceptable conduct, including physically attacking officers of the Ghana Police Service. That Let My Vote Count group, a bunch of thugs and hoodlums, and they just go around wanting to create mayhem in this country. Because of Baumia's lies, MPP imported South African mercenaries into the country to teach some goons how to use weapons and detonate grenades. And this importation of South African mercenaries to teach their boys how to detonate grenades is very reminiscent of the Bamifuma days, where the UP Dankwa Buzia tradition masterminded and detonated so many grenades at CPP rallies, killing and maiming innocent Ghanaians who belong to the CPP.
We can get some more details from our correspondent, Mauli Yevu Agbi, who joins us on the line. Mauli, what else has the party been saying?
The Deputy Regional General Secretary of the NDC has been accusing the NPP of acting desperately in a quest to win power. They also accused them of pursuing an anti-voter agenda, which has reached its peak under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And he said the claims made by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia over 76,000 voters alleged to be foreigners on our electoral roll was part of efforts to paint the Volta region black, and that it's part of an agenda of the New Patriotic Party, which he said is in their DNA, which is anti-Volta, and to ensure that people of the Volta region are not seen very credible in the electoral process in the country. So he made reference to about 76,000 people, as alleged by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia earlier, and said that there were over 5,000 persons on the voters register being challenged by the New Patriotic Party. Is nowhere near the 76,000 as claimed by the running mate of the New Patriotic Party in this election, and that all of these are part of a calculated attempt to ensure that the votes that the NDC gets in the vote region are diminished in the quest to ensure that the New Patriotic Party wins power.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. And that's a Volta Regional Correspondent, Mali Yevu Agbe, there with that update. And stay tuned to the rest of our programs, because we will be bringing you responses from the MPP on that. Well, the Volta region may be the World Bank of the NDC, but the opposition MPP says it's leaving no stone unturned to ensure the party makes major inroads in that region come December 7. At a rally at the Peki College of Education in the South Dai district of that region, a former national vice chairman of the party, Fred Owari, appealed to the rank and file of the party to be extra vigilant during the December 7 elections.
We must make sure that we take part in the upcoming elections, not just by going to vote or convincing other people to vote, but you should make sure that actively you engage the electoral processes. You have to talk to your party executives, and you have to play some role. You have to do canvassing. On that day itself, you should be found at the polling stations. It can only be done when you would have allowed yourself to be trained in the processes. Because these guys we are dealing with, they are masters of the game. And this will not be the first time that they will attempt to cheat. They have been cheating in the past. And this time the stakes are higher for them, because they know that the time is up. Today is Sunday. A little scripture maybe will do us good. They are like the lions, roaring, seeking to devour whosoever they can.
Well, on his part, the Volta Regional Chairman of the MPP, John Peter Ameo, accused President Mahama of failing to fulfill the numerous promises he made to teachers during his 2012 campaign.
He says, every country that refused to build on the tickets will always produce who? If we are going to lay 4,000 people, where are you taking this country to? And I can assure you that knowing this government very well, knowing the kind of hatred they have for you, the ticket, they have earmarked about 2,000 tickets to be laid off.
Well, speaking of promises, what do you call a person who promises a lot but doesn't act on them? Unreliable, undependable, untruthful? Not so, says flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party, Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum. According to him, you call such a person a promiser. Well, he's been given some lessons on why residents in the Volta region should avoid promises and rather follow doers. He was addressing the chiefs and people of Chito Awudome in the whole West constituency in the Volta region, where a mini rally was held to introduce the PPP candidate Joshua Akute to the people. Watch.
To manage our economy well and bring jobs That is what everybody says in Ghana. Nana Akufo-Addo says the same thing. John Mahama says the same thing. I say the same thing. So which one of us is going to fix the economy and bring jobs? That is the question that I have for you. Yeah. And so the three of us, if you are looking for a job, if you want someone to manage your money, Nana Akufo-Addo, he's a lawyer. When you have a problem, you go to the lawyer, and he will follow you to court, and he will help you. Yeah. But if you want a job, are you going to go and call lawyer Akufo-Addo? No. Now, if you are looking for jobs, now John Dramani Mahama, his people say that he's a communicator, which means he knows how to talk. If you call him to come here right now, he will talk, he will talk, he will talk. That is his talent. He's a communicator. So if you are looking for a job, you are going to go and call the communicator to bring you the jobs. And so now, out of the three, there's left with one. There's left with one. There's somebody, when you go to the north, they call him Tumalana. When you go to Cape Coast, they call him Ekimora. When you come to Chito Awodome, they call him Edoto. So, if you are looking for a job, who will you go to? Who will you go to? There's nothing to say again. There's nothing to say. So you know what to do. You know what to do. That if this year what we are looking for is someone to come and fix our economy, so we don't run to the IMF again, then you want someone to bring you jobs. John Dramani Mahama, has he brought some jobs here? No. Nana Akufo-Addo, has he brought some jobs here? Papa Kwesindo, has he brought some jobs here? As they will say in Pantiland, oh you are. So all I'm saying to you is, please support our younger brother here, Joshua Kuti. Help him to go to Parliament. We will help him so that he will know what to do, so you can get benefits. And then you vote PPP twice, and you vote for Papa Kwesi Indo, and we will see what will happen here in the Volta region.
Now let's head to the northern region, which has also been quite active in terms of political activities there today. The NDC's flag bearer, John Mahama, is beginning his campaign tour of that region, fresh from his Western Regional campaign tour. His campaign aides tell us the 4-day tour will, among others, seek to strengthen his support base in the home region. As you may be aware, the president hails from Bole Bamboy in that region. The NDC's flag bearer's campaign in that region will start in Salaga, where he will pay a courtesy call on the newly enskinned Bemberura. President Mahama will also call on other chiefs in the region and engage with various sections of society on his scheduled campaign route. The campaign team has noted that the areas to be visited on this tour include Salaga, Pandai, Bimbela, Ulensi, Yendi, Gushegu, Zabzugu, Tatale, Myong, Nanton, and Chirepone. We're staying in that region because earlier today, scores of supporters of the opposition parties thronged the streets of Tamale to protest what they say is the hardship meted out on them by the Mahama administration. We can get some more details on this. Correspondent Martina Bugri joins us on the line. Martina, refresh our memories on the political parties which participated in this demonstration.
The APC was passed, the CPC was passed, the PNC was passed, the NDP was passed. And towards the end, the UPP joined, even though initially they were not part of the process. they said when they heard of it, they decided to come out today and join because they are also Ghanaians and they are facing the hardships like any other Ghanaian.
Now, earlier we were made to understand that the police had appealed to the organizers to postpone their action as they could not provide the needed personnel to escort them during the demonstration. Tell us about the security presence at the demonstration.
Exactly so. Initially, they had said that, but when they moved, when I got there this morning, a few of their patrol vehicles came around and then went. None of them stayed. But as the crowd massed up and they begin to move towards the Barclays Bank area, the police came in, and then they were packed till we got to the Alpha Drum, and then they moved ahead to station themselves in vantage point so that they could help with the security.
Now, what demands are the protesters making?
They are asking for a 50% reduction in tariffs so that they would be able to cope up with life. According to them, because of the hike, families are breaking down, people are becoming armed robbers, a lot of issues. You know, they just say once the tariff remains there, people in the area get poorer. And I must say that we had people coming from the Upper West to be part of today's demonstration, which was really strange because we thought it was supposed to be for the northern region. But when they mounted the podium, we saw someone from the Upper West who had also joined and said he agrees with the people of the region because they are also on NETCO, and so they joined the demonstration.
I see. And Martina, did the protesters submit any form of petition or their demands to any authority?
No, what they did was after they finished the demonstration, they gathered at the Zekeli School Park and they had leaders from the various political parties address them. But I spoke to the organizers of the program, I spoke to the spokesperson actually, and he says that the petition will be presented later to the Regional Coordinating Council by the leadership because once the president was in the region, the leadership in the region definitely would not be at the RCC to receive their concerns.
All right, Martina Bugri there. She's our Northern Regional Correspondent. Many thanks for that update. We're also joined on the line now by Deputy Communications Director of the NPP, Anthony Kabo, for more on this because the NPP was one of the parties that organized this protest march. Many thanks for your time, Mr. Kabo. As the largest opposition party, how would you respond to those who say the NPP was the brain behind this demonstration?
Well, thank you very much. I think that's a very ridiculous view. The NPP is a political party established, and we live in the three northern regions as well. We have activists across the three northern regions. The PNC is the same, the CPP is the same, but this particular demonstration had nothing to do with political color. It was a very communal issue of high tariffs within the NETCO area, and our mothers and our fathers and our poor people of the three northern regions came together to say we are putting away our political differences, our political ideologies, but we may disagree to agree. But on this particular issue, we all agree because it affects us. And that is why we decided to collate with other opposition parties who are also within the catchment area and have been affected by the high tariffs and both electricity and water, and the fact that the president and NDC have failed our people in respect of SADA. So it was a lot of problems that brought us together, and we had a successful coalition. We had a peaceful demonstration. We took time to address our people and to give the government a 2-week ultimatum to resolve by reducing the electricity and water tariffs by 50%. And after 2 weeks, if we don't hear from the government, we'll continue in the Upper West, we'll continue in the Upper East, we'll continue in the Brong-Ahafo. And we're doing this because we are within the NETCO area, which means that we are lifeline users. We do not consume so much electricity. When electricity was first brought to the three northern regions, we were told it was a means of poverty reduction. Now, all of a sudden, the government has decided to bill us and billing the poor is a very disingenuous policy. We think that immediate reduction of the tariffs will go a long way to bring relief and reprieve to our people.
All right, thank you very much. And that's a Deputy Communications Director of the MPP, Anthony Kabu, there. And you're watching Election Brief. We'll be right back after this break. You're welcome back to the program. Now, the opposition MPP has taken on the Electoral Commission for failing to inform it ahead of two crucial exercises, one being the continuous registration exercise, which began last Friday, as well as the registration of prisoners. The party has issued a statement, and my colleague Raymond Akwa joins me in the studio with details. So Raymond, what are the details of this statement?
So first and foremost, their complaint is about the very continuous registration exercise. To them, the exercise couldn't have started without they being informed, preparing their agents to also participate in the exercise. They knew that this was happening at the district offices as they were discussed earlier with them as the modalities demand, but they didn't know when exactly the date was supposed to be. They say, thankfully, there are some challenges in the throes of getting this exercise done. They want that ahead of the next exercise, they should not only be given access to all the district officers so they can verify the procedure and also be rest assured that they know the numbers that are going through the registration. They also raised concerns about the application for proxy voting. To them, for this process to be successful, the district officers should let the, what they call it, opposition parties or virtually all political parties be aware of what will be the dates that people would apply, so that they can also independently check whether the people who are applying are on the register and know where they are applying to. So there won't be any imbalances in a particular polling station as the number of people on the register, those who have transferred, and those who are likely to have accepted in a different registration center. Now, the final point they raise is actually to do with when people who have gone through this process actually have to go to vote, there is an important part which involves the Electoral Commission having to understand really what the parties need at this time. What their main concern now is that if you do continuous registration, if you also do the exhibition, and you're now going to register people in the various, what they call it, prisons, how do you get them on board? How will the political parties be able to police this exercise? Are they coming into the prisons? Will they move to the district offices? All of these to them are not clear. Until they clarify them according to the law, it will be difficult for them to conduct the exercise.
All right, and we'll be getting some more clarification from the Electoral Commission in our subsequent bulletin. Thank you very much, Raymond. But that's how we wrap up the program. I'm Arba Kumsin. Join us same time tomorrow. Francis Aban comes up with The Pulse.